Hi, Thomas Page. Good evening. It's Ms. Broden here for Wednesday night story time. And I'm so excited because we are going to read some wintry stories tonight. We're almost in winter. Can you believe it? December is moving right along. We're almost to winter break. We're right at that time of year where things seem very festive and there's lots of holiday stuff going on and lots of celebrations, and it's just a joyful, happy time this time of year. And so I'm excited for tonight's Wednesday night story time, and I am here in my comfy wintry jammas, and I hope that you are too, as we snuggle in for the night and get ready to have sweet dreams before we have another day of school tomorrow. I hope you all are doing very well, and I hope you're staying warm. There's been some cold days lately, but not as cold as the day in this story called The Snowy Day. We're going to read The Snowy Day together because it's just about winter time, and even though we don't get snow here in our part of Northern California in the Bay Area, we certainly get snow in parts of California. Just a couple hours away, there's snow, and we get snow in many places in our country and around the world. So I thought that we could read about snow and dream of being in snow in winter. I'm from Washington State, and in my state, we get snow usually about once a winter where I'm from, and I have some good memories in that white stuff outside. So make sure you have like a blanket by you and you're relaxed, and let's listen to a story about snow. The Snowy Day by Ezra Jack Keats. One winter morning, Peter woke up and looked out the window. Snow had fallen during the night. It covered everything as far as he could see. The snow covered everything as far as he could see. Can you imagine waking up and seeing that there's snow outside your window? What a surprise that would be. After breakfast, he put on his snowsuit and ran outside. The snow was piled up very high along the street to make a path for walking. Look at how high that snow is because it had been shoveled and piled up. Crunch, crunch, crunch. His feet sank into the snow. He walked with his toes pointing out like this. Look at how his feet are pointing outwards. He walked with his toes pointing in like that. And there they are, his tracks. Because it's hard to walk in snow. It's very difficult. Have you ever walked in sand? It's kind of like that. It kind of pulls your feet in. Then he dragged his feet slowly to make tracks, and he found something sticking out of the snow that made a new track. He dragged his feet and made tracks. Look at all that white snow. It was a stick that was just right for smacking a snow-covered tree. There it is. Down fell the snow from the tree, plop, on Peter's head. Right on top of his head. He thought it would be fun to join the big boys in their snowball fight, but he knew he wasn't old enough. Not yet. Here he is. Here are the boys having a snowball fight. So he made a smiling snowman, and he made snow angels. Have you ever made a snowman or snow angels? Have you ever seen snow? He pretended he was a mountain climber. He climbed up a great, big, tall, heaping mountain of snow and slid all the way down. Climbed up and slid down. He picked up a handful of snow and another and still another. He packed it round and firm and put the snowball in his pocket for tomorrow. Then he went into his warm house. What would happen if you put a snowball in your pocket to save it for tomorrow? What would happen if you did that? He told his mother all about his adventures while she took off his wet socks. And he thought and thought and thought about them. Even in his nightly bathtub, he thought about the snow. Before he got into bed, he looked in his pocket. His pocket was empty. The snowball wasn't there. He felt very sad. He's looking in his pocket. The snowball isn't there. So he goes to sleep. While he slept, he dreamed that the sun had melted all the snow away. But when he woke up, his dream was gone. The snow was still everywhere. New snow was falling. Yay, the snow was still falling. After breakfast, he called to his friend from across the hall, and they went out together into the deep, deep snow. There they are going out together in the deep, deep snow. You know what's really funny and what this page of the story reminds me of is that sometimes when it snows or the day after it snows, it'll be bright blue sky in some places, but the snow is still all over. And usually we picture that when it's snowy and cold that it's gray sky, but sometimes snow's still there and it's bright blue sky, and it's really beautiful to have the sun shining on the snow and it glistens and sparkles, and the blue sky with the white snow. It's just beautiful. And that's what that picture reminds me of right here. The white and the blue, the snow and the sky. All right. So in keeping with the snow theme, you'll probably recognize this story, Frosty the Snowman. Have you ever heard this song before? Maybe the words in this story will sound familiar. Frosty the Snowman was a jolly, happy soul with a corncob pipe and a button nose and 2 eyes made out of coal. Frosty the Snowman is a fairy tale, they say. He was made of snow, but the children know how he came to life one day. He's so cute. He does look like a happy, jolly guy. There must have been some magic in that old silk hat they found. For when they placed it on his head, that's a great illustration. he began to dance around. Look at the kids watching him. Oh, Frosty the Snowman was alive as he could be, and the children say he could laugh and play, just the same as you and me. He's playing with the kids. Snow angels again. We just read about those in the last story. Frosty the Snowman knew the sun was hot that day. What happens to snow when the sun is hot on the earth? The snow melts just like that snowball in the pocket in the last story we read. So the sun was hot that day. So Frosty said, "Let's run and we'll have some fun now before I melt away." Down to the village with a broomstick in his hand, running here and there all around the square, saying, "Catch me if you can." They're kind of like playing tag with Frosty there. He led them down the streets of town right to the traffic cop, and he only paused a moment when he heard him holler, "Stop!" For Frosty the Snowman had to hurry on his way, but he waved goodbye, saying, "Don't you cry, I'll be back again someday." Thumpity thump thump thumpity thump thump, look at Frosty go. I mean, you can't really read that part, you have to sing it, right? Thumpity thump thump thumpity thump thump over the hills of snow. There goes Frosty. He'll be back again when it snows. All right, everybody, thank you so much for joining me tonight to read a couple wintry stories. I hope that you have a wonderful winter. This is our last Wednesday night story time until 2021, until the new year. This is so fun. I really enjoy it, and I hope that you do too. If you have any story requests for the new year, 2021, please send them to me. You can email me anytime. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening. Happy holidays, and I'll see you here in 2021. Good night.